Alright, what up guys, Killer110 here, and we are back with yet again another video. Alright, now today what we are going to talk about is pretty much just the summary of my school. I'm not going to mention the name of my school, but I will say this school, like when I first started this school in sixth grade. When I first started in 6th grade, you know, like, well, of course I was nervous, you know, because I didn't know anybody. Because, you know, when I first came to the school, none of my friends from 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, especially 2nd, because, you know, I moved down here in Detroit when I was in South Carolina when I was in 3rd grade, so definitely not 2nd. But yeah, when I first came to the school, of course I was nervous and stuff. I didn't speak for like 3 days. So, but then I quickly made friends. I quickly made a lot of friends. And then 7th grade, you know, was nervous. And 8th grade, definitely not nervous. You know, I've been at this school for 3 years now. But here's what I've been noticing over the course of my 3 years. This school, I used to think it was one of the best schools. Now it's really, really not. Alright, first what I'm going to talk about is this. The fact that every kid gets punished because of a certain group. Okay? Like, today, we had silent lunch. We had silent lunch today because our administrator, our grade level administrator, said that every single kid, whether they brought a lunch from home or not, left trash on the table. Okay, let me get this straight. You're saying that every single kid in the 8th grade left trash. That is an understatement. How many hundreds of people are in the 8th grade? If there are over 300 people in the 6th grade, there's probably even more in the 7th grade and probably even more in the 8th grade. Who knows? My point is, how many hundreds of kids are in the 8th grade? I mean, I gotta say, how many kids in this school is probably gotta be at least a little bit over 1,000. I'm not saying it's 2,000, but at least over 1,000. Because this school is big. Like, there's 3 parts of the school. There's the 300 building, the 600 building, or the law building. I will get to that later. This in the 700 building. Those are the 3 buildings. There are 3 buildings out of the whole school. The 300 building being the biggest, you know, because it's 3 stories. They have to be over 1,000 kids in the school. Not 2,000, but at least over 1,000. So in the 8th grade, how many hundreds of people are in the school? Like what? 300 again? 400? 500? Who knows? I know there's hundreds of kids in the 8th grade though. So to say that every single kid in the 8th grade did this or did that is an understatement. Because you know something else? I didn't leave trash. My trash my food that I brought from home, this was yesterday. You know, our administrator was talking about this yesterday. So, my food that I brought from home, I made sure I threw it away. Actually, I made sure I throw away all my food. You know, when I'm done with it, of course. So, I threw my stuff away. And I've seen some other people, a lot of other people actually, who threw their stuff away too. So they just sit there, or just stand or whatever. So, they just sit there and say that every single kid in the 8th grade left trash is an understatement. Like, you can't even do that. I don't care if the majority left trash. But for real, this is an understatement. It's been something that's been going on really since 6th grade. I remember one time in 6th grade, there was like, what? It was like, alright, in 6th grade, one time the whole 6th grade got silent lunch. The law kids and IB kids. We all got silent lunch, just like today. Not because of trash though, because of talking. You know, in the 6th, now like I said, in the 6th grade, I was nervous. Like I didn't know anybody, but I did make friends though. And like we got silent lunch like later on in the year, or probably early in the year. No, I can't even remember. It was like 2 years ago, so I'm not even worried about that. But all I'm saying is that in the 6th grade, the whole grade got silent lunch because of a few tables. Like, you could put the tables on silent lunch. Like, you could put a whole class on silent lunch. But to put an entire grade, at that time, there was like 300 and, what? I don't know, 357 people in the 6th grade. To put all those kids in silent lunch because of a few tables? Like, each table in our cafeteria has to contain about, like, what? 10, 15 people? And there's a few. 15 plus 15 plus 15. Or plus 15. Still, that doesn't even come close to over 300. So I don't know why they bother putting the entire grades in silent lunch. Like, they could at least just put an entire table in silent lunch. Like, they just put an entire table in silent lunch, saying, you know, that I can understand. But an entire grade level? Come on, that's just too much. No, it's not. It's not just at my school though. Don't get me wrong. Teachers, administrators, principals, whatever you want to say, they've been doing this for years. They've been doing this all for years. When like one or two kids talk and just keep talking to the entire class or whatever, guess what? The whole class gets punished. Why? Because like 2 or 3 people. How many kids you got in your class? 20. You're gonna punish all 20 of them because like 2 or 3 people, even 4 or 5. Even if it's 4 or 5, that may be quite a lot, a little bit, but 5 versus 20. I mean, come on. Like, that don't make no sense. I don't understand why all staff members of schools do this. I don't know why they do this type of stuff. You're gonna punish somebody, punish that person. If it's in a classroom and there's just like 2 people talking, 3 people, 4 or 5 people, and you got like 30-something people, punish those 4 or 5 people. Don't punish the whole 30-something people. Don't make everybody in the class write an essay because of those 4 or 5 people when there's like 30 people in the classroom. Honestly, I don't understand that. That's stupid and that's dumb. And that just wastes everybody's time. It was just your time, our time, and like that's just it. It wastes your time and our time. You know? It wastes their time too because you know, they're just up there trying to teach a lesson. You know, sometimes I just be like, man, I just want to get this lesson over with. Then those kids just be talking, and then, boom. Just like that. All having to write whatever. You know. And this has been happening. This happens at pretty much every school. This has been... I've seen this stuff happen since kindergarten, actually. I'm not gonna say, I don't really think they did that in preschool, because I mean, come on, in preschool you're like, what, 3 years old? Like, come on. You're only like 3 years old in preschool. It's not like you're gonna be extremely well-behaved and mature at 3. Who's gonna be mature at 3? Nobody. That's who. So, I guess, so like, even if that stuff did happen when I was in preschool, I don't remember. I'm in 8th grade. I'm supposed to remember stuff that was in preschool. I barely remember anybody's name. Anyway, I do remember this type of stuff happening in kindergarten, though. I do remember this one time in kindergarten. There were a bunch of kids just acting up and talking and playing, and then we all had to just put our heads down and be quiet for the rest of the time. Can you really blame us, though? Like, I wasn't one of the ones. Like, I remember it was like me and a few other people that wasn't one of the ones. So, like, I kind of get that, though, because it was the majority of the in class. But come on, kindergarten, they're like 4 or 5 years old. Still, they're like 4 or 5 years old. They're just coming from preschool where all they had to do was play and learn how to count and spell their name and stuff. Come on. Like 4 or 5 years old. It just doesn't make any sense. So anyway, back to my school. I'm not going to say the name of my school. Like I already said, I'm not going to say the name. But my school is really turning to crap. My school is a good school. But really, over the years, it's just been... I'll say this. When I first came to the school, my rating of it, about like a 8 or 9 out of 10. Maybe even a 7 out of 10. My rating now, probably about 4 or 5 out of 10. Some people would say a 1 out of 10. You know, I actually looked up my school on Google, and there were some bad ratings for it. Like, one rating said 10 out of 10. I love this school. But then there was another rating that was like 1 out of 10. I was like, dang, 1 out of 10? That just shows how low this school has gotten, though. Now let's get on to... Alright, so earlier I was talking about law and IB. Let's get on to that. So there are 2 programs in my school, or 3 if you want to count AVID or whatever. So anyway, the main 2, law and IB. The law kids, they... Pretty much everybody in law is smart. Like, your grades have to be high and on point all the time to be in law. Now, obviously, for people who know me personally, they know that I'm not in law. But anyway, IB, any kid pretty much. Like, whether your behavior, like, oh yeah, in law your behavior has to be perfect, and your grades have to be on point every single time. Apparently, you have to be straight A's or something. I don't know. You gotta be a genius. Anyway. IB, pretty much for any kids, you know, any kids that don't have their grades up all the time, even though I've seen kids in the IB program whose grades be like straight A's every single year, and I'll be like, how are you not in law? You know, because, you know, you see some kids in the IB program, you just ask them, like, dude, how are you not in law? So anyway, you know, kids with good behavior and kids with bad behavior, even special ed kids. So this IB program is pretty much for anybody, just to help you, well, improve your grades. Law, I guess, I don't know nothing about law. I've interacted with law kids before. I've made friends with law kids before. I've talked to law kids before. It's not like I'm a complete stranger to law kids, or law kids are a complete stranger to me. Like, I don't know every single law kid, but I've interacted and talked with most of them. So, anyway, so I guess in law it just, I don't know, prepares you for college, I guess. You know, high school, all this stuff. I mean, you already got like straight A's every single quarter, so, you know. But anyway, here's my point of bringing those two up. This school, my school, is so biased towards the law kids. I'm telling you, they are so biased towards law kids. And I promise you, I can bet that probably about, I don't know, maybe about like, I don't know, maybe 65 or 70% of the IB students will probably say that this school is very biased towards the law kids as well. Maybe less, maybe more, who knows? Maybe all the IB kids think that. Because I don't know, like, I'm not friends with all the IB kids. You know, I'm not the most popular kid in my school. I'm not friends with all the IB kids. But I know the majority of the IB kids because I'm in IB. You know, I know a few of the law kids, and I'm friends with a few of them. But mainly law kids and IB kids, like, they don't. Now, the 600 building that I mentioned, that was the law building, like I said. The law kids pretty much just just do all their work in that building. Like, the main subjects, math, science, English, and social studies. All those in those class periods, the law kids are in their own building taking them. Now, in other periods, our elective arts classes, we have class. That's when the law kids either go into this 300 building or 700 building. You know, have classes with other IB students. A lot of law kids are friends with IB kids, but this school is so biased towards them. Like, I don't get it. The school pretty much treats law kids as if they're better than IB kids. Now, I'm pretty sure all of you out there, anybody who's watching this, anybody, know that it's a bad thing to teach kids that they're better than another group of kids. Like, that's a really bad thing. You shouldn't do that. I don't know why they have to act like IB kids are so much superior to other kids and just treat them like they're gods and goddesses. I don't get it. Honestly, I don't understand. I'm gonna be for real. I thought this since the 6th grade. It hasn't just been this year. I've thought this since the 6th grade. The 6th grade later on in the year. Beginning of the year in 6th grade, I didn't know nothing. I didn't know anything about the school. I didn't know anything about the kids or whatever. I didn't know anybody. Like I said, as I was around the school longer, and then eventually now in 8th grade, I pretty much know all about this school, every way to go and everything. But, like, in class today, right? Alright, so it's my 5th period class. We had a substitute. It was this lady, and it was a bunch of the students in the class. Like, it was about like 4 or 5 students in the class who were just talking and laughing and stuff. And the lady didn't like that, and she called she called the coach for our teams, our football team, our basketball team, whatever. She called him, and for him to talk to the class and take 2 of the students out. After that, she was just like, she said how she was gonna write them down on a piece of paper so they can like get in trouble and stuff or whatever, because there was a bunch of kids still laughing and stuff, and we don't know what they were laughing about. Only they know what they were laughing about. But anyway, so here's the thing. She just kept bringing up the same subject. Man, I didn't expect 8th grade to act like this. Oh my goodness, like, I mean, my other classes were so well behaved, but then this class is like, oh man, how about you shut up? Like, dang. She literally brought that up like every 10 minutes. I'm like, shut up. I'm pretty sure almost everybody else in the classroom said that too. You keep mentioning the same thing. It's not even everybody in the classroom. Then she goes, how many of you in here are law? The law kids raised their hand. She's like, you are doing good. Good job. I'm like, what? What? Only like, what? 5, 6 people out of what? 20-something people raised their hands in the classroom that they were in law, and she says that they were well behaved and they know what they're supposed to do. And good job to them. When it was only like 4 or 5 kids in the IB program, or 5 or 6, whatever, that were talking and laughing and that were about to get in trouble. I wasn't doing nothing. I did my work. Actually, I finished my work too. I did my work. I finished it. I just listened to my music after that because there was nothing else to do. That's all we had to do. So she just want to sit there and say she want to thank the law kids, just the law kids. Like that's actually the reason that caused me to make this video. Cause that's been happening too much. The law kids get everything. The law kids seem like a bunch of preppy rich kids. But you know what? You know what? Not all of them. Not all of them. You know, some law kids I'm cool with. Law kids don't really seem stuck up. Like I've seen most law kids, and majority of them don't really seem like snobbish or anything. They don't seem like that. But the fact that the school is so biased towards them. I'm dead serious. This school is so biased towards them. They have the law kids do everything. They give the law kids everything. What do they give the IB kids? Nothing. Nothing. They probably let the law kids talk and play and be on their phones, their iPhone 5s or 6s or something. And iPhone 5 or 6 or something. Be like, good job, everybody. IB kids is like, screw you. Then one person said, IB's kids don't have enough money to get into law. Boy, hold up. This Apple Watch. This iPhone 6s. To say that IB kids. To say that IB kids don't have enough money to be in the law. Ooh, you better be talking about a few IB kids, because they're probably, well, I wouldn't say rich. I'm not gonna go that far. If people were rich, they'd be in a private school. And my point is, you know what? I wouldn't even want to join law anyway, though. Like, let's say I had my grades high up. I was getting straight A's every single time. I would never apply for law. Why? Cause it's just like selling out. I mean, how many friends have I made in the IB program compared to the law program? I made a few friends in the law program over like 10, 15, or 20 something friends in the IB program. Maybe 10 or 15. I know it is way more than law kids though. That's all I'm gonna say. The law kids, they don't seem how the school treats them. The school treats them as if they're so perfect and they're perfect human beings. I've heard some law kids. A lot of them actually. Yeah, some of them, not even all of them have perfect grades anyway. Not all of them. They're pretty much just like any other kid really. In the 8th grade at least. Law kids are not perfect. IB kids are not perfect. Nobody is perfect. But the school treats the law kids like they're so perfect. And like they're just the joy of the world. Like they're the meaning of life. Oh, good job, law kids. Law kids don't ever do anything wrong. They don't ever get in trouble. Let me tell you something. It was this one law kid last year, my Spanish class. Man almost got ASD. He's usually good, but he almost got ASD. And a lot of the law kids curse too. Yep. They're so perfect, right? No. They're not. And that lady, who was our substitute, was just irritating me. She was irritating, well behaved, and then the 8th grade class, like, my 8th grade class are acting like a bunch of kindergartners. My other classes were so good, she brought it up like 10 minutes. I'm like, shut up, will you just shut up? Not even every single person in the classroom was talking. Oh, this school, man oh man. Alright, I think I'm gonna give you guys a little info. Me and one of my friends are planning on actually building my school in Minecraft. So when I'm not gonna make a video showing us building the school and stuff. Like, I'm just gonna show a tour of the school in Minecraft, because I can't record in the actual school. I'll get it taken away and probably rating up or something. But in Minecraft, I'm gonna show you a tour of the school, all 3 buildings. Well, actually, all buildings, not just the 300 law building and the 300 building, the law building, and the 700 building, or 300, 600, 700 building, but the gym, the cafeteria, and yeah, those 2 buildings as well. You know, the buildings. No, I don't think there's any other buildings. But yeah, I'm gonna show you all the buildings. You know, the parking lot and the back of the school. You know, the insides of the school, all that. In that video, I will reveal the name of my school. I'm not gonna reveal it here because like, I'm pretty much dissing the school right now, and I don't wanna say the name of the school. If they find it somehow, I might get in trouble. I don't know. But either way, I'm the teachers pretty much. But anyway, my point is, some people just need to shut up and be quiet. Some people need to stop acting like another group of people are so perfect. Because I'm telling you, the law kids may be humble now, but if they keep getting told every single day how they're so perfect and amazing, are they still gonna be humble? Nope. I don't think so. I'm gonna turn into one of those arrogant rich kids you find in high school or something. I don't know. So, anyway, I think that's gonna be all for this video. I just had to get it off my chest real quick. You know, I just had to say something about that. But, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give this video a like. Hit that subscribe button. I got a lot of other videos to come. I don't know what my next battle is gonna be. My next battle, you know, like something like Superman versus Goku or something. I don't know what my next battle is gonna be. I was thinking Flash versus Quicksilver, but I'm not sure. But anyway, you'll know when it's up. So, yeah, see you guys next time. And if anybody from my school was watching this, or if you've made it this far, I want you to comment on the video and tell me exactly if you think that the school is biased towards law kids or not. So yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Peace out. With kids in school.